right vessel to cook in can make your life so much easier. I have here a collection of different pots, pans, skillets that I use on a regular basis, and I'm going to tell you which I use what for. So you can hate on me if you have to. I really don't care. I use the non-stick stuff because dang it, it's easy and your food doesn't stick to your pan. If you want to be the person that uses full stainless steel or copper, that's awesome. Go to town, but you're going to have to use some additional fat in your cooking. Otherwise, your food is going to stick to your skillets very badly, especially if you get your skillet overheated. So this is my go-to skillet. It is a 10-inch skillet. I love the way that this skillet is weighted because it's got a nice sturdy handle so that when I start flipping foods, I have a good hand on the weight of the pan. It's also not so big. I think that unless you're used to working with 12 or 14-inch skillets, to really move the food and to sling it from place to place can be very, very challenging when you get a skillet that's really full. I also have a straight-sided version of this skillet where the sides of the pan come straight up and down. I use that for food that I am going to push around the pan with a utensil like a wooden spoon, or if I'm frying something where I know I need to coat each side evenly, I'm going to use a slotted turner, I would be much more likely to use my skillet with the straight sides. This one is meant for when I'm tossing food around. This is also my go-to skillet for coating noodles with sauce because if you've read my cookbook or you've learned how to cook pasta with me, you know that I always toss my pasta at the end of the cooking process. This pot is my go-to pot for boiling rice, quinoa. I have a larger version of it that I use when I make beans because since beans take so long, I generally will cook more of them at one time. But for rice, for quinoa, for amaranth, for lentils, etc., this is my go-to skillet. Now, if it comes time to make big soup projects, of course, I'm going to go with a larger pot that has a nice lid to it. This one is a titanium, so this one is not a non-stick. However, the titanium itself is so non-sticky that it's very easy to cook in titanium. If you're someone who is on a very low-fat diet because of either your genetics or because of high cholesterol or because of any kind of cardiovascular disease, investing in some titanium cookware could completely transform your cooking routine because the food just simply does not stick to the titanium. The downside of titanium is that it's bloody heavy, and so I don't like cooking with it all of the time, but it is a fantastic transducer of heat. So if you need really good even cooking and you don't have to worry about the heavy weight of this, this is an excellent option. Speaking of heavyweight, I have a huge selection of cast iron. I love cast iron. It is durable. Unless you heat this thing up to within an inch of its life, you can tell I just oiled my skillets to make them all saucy glossy for our video. So you've got some oil on my hands, but no worries. So this is a great griddle. This is what I would use to warm up any kind of tortillas. I love cooking any kind of quesadillas. This is also my go-to for making grilled cheeses, is on this nice flat skillet. This little skillet is super duper handy. So if you are doing preparations where you're making a tiny bit of food or you're making a large amount of food on the weekend and then piecing it out throughout the week, this can be a great way to heat up just 1 to 2 portions of some par-cooked breakfast potatoes. Or maybe you've already cooked your rice on Sunday and we're just reheating it in this small skillet. I also love to fry in cast iron. And so if you are doing anything that is pan fried, cast iron can really be your good friend. I also have a larger cast iron griddle, and it flips over and makes a cast iron grill pan. So if you live in an apartment, turn on your grill pan and get those beautiful markings on the foods. And so you could throw zucchini on your grill pan. You could throw any of your plant-based meats on there to get those grill marks up and out. So all you need to do when you are cooking with your cast iron is remember to turn on your vents so that you do not completely smoke out your apartment and end up setting off your smoke detector like I have done more than a few times in my life. So if you don't know how to take care of your cast iron skillets, I'm going to do another video all about that. So come and check that out. I'll teach you how to season them and how to make sure that they last you for years and years and years, because they will, as evidenced by this guy that belonged to my grandmother.